Hey, what's going on, guys? E back with another action figure review. Today we are looking at the new Bandai Tamashii Nations SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z BURTER and Goldo figure. We get both figures in a combo 2-pack here. Probably one of the first times that we've gotten something like this, not counting Nappa and Chatsu or Yamcha and the Cyberman. But if you want to count those, then technically this is not the first time around that we get this type of release. So the box is actually really big, and it's really nice displayed in there. You see the front image on the side. We get some more images of the figure, and on the back side, pretty standard stuff. We get more images of the figure posed up in various different poses. If you guys are interested in picking up this figure, check out the links down below in the description where you guys can order yourself the US release of BURTER and Goldo. Here we finally have the final two members of the Ginyu Force. This completes our entire Ginyu Force team. So be sure to pick up Captain Ginyu, Recoome, and Jace if you want to complete the entire team. I think Tamashii did a pretty solid job releasing this entire team in a very timely manner. We had to wait a little bit, but all things considered, the entire team was completed fairly quickly. So I'm super excited to get the whole team displayed together. I just love how Tamashii blew away all these third-party companies that were trying to make Captain Ginyu and the Ginyu Force, and I mean they ended up giving up ultimately. They never even made it to BURTER or Recoome. With that being said, we'll get to Goldo a little later. My opinion on this Goldo has not changed since it was revealed. But before we get to him, let's take a closer look at BURTER. So here we have BURTER, and the face sculpt that comes packed in is this one, and it looks really good. We got a nice little smile, smirking face expression. Very nicely done. That looks just like it came off the the TV screen or the manga pages. It looks really good. I love the detail and sculpt on the actual skin. He's got those like lumps and bumps on his skin. On my particular figure, I got a little brown spot around his neck. Kind of weird. I don't know where that came from. It came like that right out of the package, and it does not want to come off, unfortunately. Getting closer look at the torso, we can see his armor is a nice glossy black finish. We've got the Ginyu Force logo on his left chest or pec, down to the groin area and legs. Nothing too crazy here, just all black. And there's his shoes on to the back. There's the back of the figure. Now going down to his boots once again, on the back side of it, right out of the package, we got these little like orange stains on the white plastic. Does not want to come off. Don't know where that came from. That must have been from the factory or what. But yeah, that kind of sucks. So nothing I could really do about that. At least it's on the back side of the boot. It's not on the front of the figure anywhere. At least I can't really see it, Here we have BURTER's alternate head sculpt. So accessory number 1. We got a nice expression once again. He's more angry. He's more serious in this one. So very nice. Looks great. Just as good as that first head sculpt I showed. Only 2 head sculpts come with this figure. And that's it. But I think this is all you really need. So the figure comes with a pair of fists attached onto him. And then for options and alternate hands, we have these Ginyu Force posing hands, I like to call it. Take a look at the the peg hole. This one is kind of angled on top of the hand, and I say that because the next pair of hands look very similar. There they are, like they look just the same, but the peg hole is actually it's even, it's straight with the hand now, it's not on top. So to compare that with the previous hand, you can see there. So that's basically just to pose his hand the same way but to curve it. And then last but not least, here are the final pair of hands. He comes with just regular open hands, pretty calm. Now taking a closer look at Goldo, this is how he comes packed in the package with BURTER in this pose. I mean, he's a fixed static figure. He's not articulated. He's got an articulated head, and that's it. Really, that is it. He's a statue, and it bugs me a little bit. I mean, this is SH Figuarts. They should be articulated. I get Goldo as a fat, short, stubby character, so it's very hard to articulate, but it's still doable, especially since they're doing a Chatsu, remake that is articulated. After they gave us that statue Chatsu before, hey, it's a little trend they're going through. So maybe eventually they will release Goldo articulated. Maybe if there's enough demand for it, but I could see why they did this, but a lot of people do wish it was articulated. It is doable, especially since third-party companies have done it already. So if they can do it, Bandai Tamashii can do it. So back up close to Goldo. All that aside, he looks cool. I like it. We got the 4 eyes there. And then to the back, that's it. He comes with an alternate set of arms, so you can get him in a different pose. So at least they did that. Pretty cool of them to do. So if we remove these arms right here, and we attach the other arms, he looks like this. So now he has a totally different pose. So pretty cool of them to add at least some extra arms to change up the pose of Goldo. BURTER and Goldo also come with the 6-star Dragon Ball. So this is number 6 out of 7. The 7th Dragon Ball is with Bulma in an upcoming release, so we are that closer to getting all our Dragon Balls gathered. And then last but not least, the final accessory is just a random clip, claw clip for a stand. He doesn't come with a stand or a base. You literally got to buy that separately or use one of your your extras lying around. If you have a lot of SH Figuarts, you will have extras lying around. So it's no big deal for me because I have a lot, but those that don't have a lot or any spares lying around, then this is kind of weird, They gave us this, but not the base and stand. So what's really dope is that you can actually hold the Dragon Ball very perfectly, firmly in his hand like that. The hand is just sculpted like it's meant for the Dragon Ball, to be honest. It is a perfect, grip and everything, and he can hold it. Get some nice poses with the Dragon Ball there. Alright, so when it comes to the articulation of BURTER, we got the head on a ball jointed peg. So he looks up about that far up. He looks down pretty good. That neck really helps out with that. So we got a nice range of motion for the entire head and neck area. Left and right, head tilts really, really good. Hinges on the armor, which has been pretty standard with all these Ginyu Force characters. Arms are going to go forward and back to go in and out. We got this super deep shoulder socket butterfly joint. So that arm is pretty well, articulated there. We got the bicep swivel, double jointed elbow at the arm. So at the wrist with a ball jointed wrist. It's not hinged, but you can still kind of hinge the hand. Pretty typical for SHF. Diaphragm joint at the torso. Good range overall. Swivel at the waist. Legs will kick forward. They go back. They go in and out about that far. Okay, thigh swivel. Double jointed knees. No boot cut or shin swivel. Got the ankles are on the ball joint. So they go forward and back. They rock left to right pretty deep. And they swivel as well. We get the toe hinge at the foot. And as I mentioned earlier, the only articulated piece on Goldo is his head, left and right, up and down just a little bit. That's it. That's all you're going to get for Goldo. So first up for comparisons, we have him next to Raditz, which was also released this year. And he was a pretty big figure, but BURTER is the biggest, tallest member of the Ginyu Force, so definitely not bigger than BURTER. Then I will throw in Goldo in the middle there, just so you can get a sense of scale with him. And then there they are next to Lord Frieza. And of course, Frieza is a pretty short dude, so he is very tiny next to BURTER. And then Frieza inside his hover pod, not that big of a difference, but just to get this comparison, in case you display your Frieza in your hover pod. Up next, there he is next to Bardock. And up next, I'll throw in the second tallest, biggest member of the Ginyu Force. We have Recoome, and he barely stands shorter than BURTER, which is pretty accurate. BURTER is the biggest, and you can clearly see that because if you look at his shoulders, they're way up here compared to Recoome. But Recoome's got that hair, so that gives him a little bit of height if you're looking at the heads. So here's my attempt of the entire Ginyu Force posed together here, and I've seen this pose in a couple of different ways. I've seen Ginyu on the right side with Jace on the left side, and then I've also seen Jace on the right side with Ginyu in the middle. So I guess you can kind of pose them up however you would like, but yeah, they're all standing on their own right now, so it's pretty crazy. The hardest one to do is definitely BURTER, since he's standing on one leg. You really gotta balance him. Luckily, the upper torso is pretty hollow, so it's not as heavy, so it kind of helps with the balancing, but it does take a bit to get him to balance there on one leg. But overall, very satisfied that you can actually get them in these poses and they will stay in the poses. So very cool. So here I shifted Jace to the right side and put Ginyu in the middle there. this one might look a little bit better. Alright guys, and that's going to wrap things up for the review of the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z BURTER and Goldo 2-pack. We have finally completed our Ginyu Force. A long time coming to get these characters, and I'm very happy with what Tamashii has been releasing lately. They have been releasing great figures and great characters. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, take care and have a great day. Bye.
That's crispy.